Hey everybody, welcome. I just want to take a moment to thank you for reading our newsletter through Beehiiv here. About 60% of people who receive our emails open them, and a lot of people read it every single week, which makes me feel good knowing that we're delivering some sort of content that people want and need. What would make me even happier is if people took action on these things. And some people do. We get replies back all the time saying, should I do this? Is this relevant for me? And when can I start that? It's a really great feeling, but I'm going to tell you how we're going to be strategizing to make everything more implementable for more people um, at the end of this video. There's a lot of pretty cool, exciting things I've been working on in the background here. I've been working more in the past 6 months than probably I ever have at trying to improve things for you, to take our functional approach, whether it's through functional care in the office, but mostly a functional medicine online, to thousands and thousands of people to make an impact rather than on just a couple hundred people at the office. That's cool too. We love seeing you in the office, but one of my passions is to make a larger impact globally. Just a quick behind the scenes on how I actually come up with these things every single week. So I get what's called Google Scholar alerts on different topics. So for the past decade, I've gotten emails every single week about homocysteine articles or something like this, or on hormones. I have all these different topics, MTHFR defect, methylation defects, whatever. So I peruse through them. I pick a good one, and then I'll go through it and I will see, is this practical and relevant for our patient base? And then I'll try to do my best to simplify it down to ways that people can take action on this. So that's kind of how I do it every single week. There's no shortage of content. Every single week, there's new research coming out on ways to reduce your likelihood of going through dementia, for example, right? And this all comes down to inflammation, which is why one of the main topics that I've been obsessed about recently is inflammaging. And that's the book that I'm currently working on, which is why I've been really blowing through a lot of articles to see like what can we do to not to go through all of the significant deleterious effects of accelerated aging. We're all aging, but we don't want to age faster than we need to. So as you know, last year, how we did lab reviews in the office was mostly through Zoom, some in office, but mostly through Zoom. Somebody would do a lab review, pay for the lab review, we'd set up an appointment, and I'd have a document with a bunch of follow-through steps that we'd go through on the call. People would email questions back and forth and what have you. That was way better than how it used to be. How it used to be when people would walk in like, hey, doc, can you read this 45 pages of labs right here while you get ready to adjust me? Right? And you got 6 people waiting. That didn't work out mostly because I love being under pressure and such. However, it wasn't thorough. There wasn't enough follow through for people. So, in order to get a better understanding, for people to have better follow through and have an actual strategy, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it would feel really good to me if people didn't just consume content, if they actually made meaningful change. So that's how we're doing it in 2026, except we're bringing it through Skool, our platform of Skool, where you're part of our community. And when you do a lab review, you'll send me your labs. I spend time on it. I come up with the strategy based on you, the human, not just the labs, which is why AI doesn't work for that. And then I take your old labs and what your goals are, and I make a video on what the strategy should be. You take that video, listen to it a couple times, digest it, look at the handout that I will furnish you with, and then you can come back on a call with me in Skool and ask questions, or just send me direct messages through Skool to answer questions. So Skool is going to be one of the hugest platforms. It's going to be eliminating the need for a lot of people to do doom scrolling in social media, because honestly, it's mostly positive stuff learning in here. And I'm so happy to have my wife Amy in here, because I handle the clinical stuff and she can handle like day-to-day implementation. She has a lot of background in dealing with natural care products and such. There was a time we spent a fair amount of effort to trying to get natural products into schools, and we have a lot of background on that. Also, we have 3 kids, and knock on wood, just due to how we do things, we've had the need to use antibiotics 0 times, which I think is a little bit impressive. I know other people do the same, but it makes us feel good. And she'll help you do that as well. I'm good at clinical stuff, and that's about it. So if you are interested in getting lab reviews this year, I'll go through how our school group works for that. And for that, I'll do a little screen share here. Bear with me, stay with me. I know this is longer than usual. Okay, so you can see it's kind of a ratchety document here, but I have different tiers. There's 2 different tiers in school now. Okay, we've eliminated the free point because we have too many people in there who are not doing anything. So now at the entry level, somebody can join our school community, have access to our community. They have access to all the longer programs that I've made, the Hashimoto recovery program, different detoxification strategies, brain fog, inflammation, all this education content. I have a bunch of modules in there on all these things. You can basically do functional medicine DIY in here if you're that sort of person. And if you have an extremely small budget for this sort of thing. I've looked at other functional medicine programs out there. Most of them are not research based. They're mostly opinion based. A lot of doctors have practitioner bias, which is very common in the functional world. Like, oh, you have headaches? I had Lyme, so you must have Lyme, right? Or, you must go vegan because I lost 10 pounds going vegan or whatever. Practitioner bias is one of the biggest downfalls in the functional world. Anyhow, sorry to rant. If you join this, you also get access to my monthly podcast or webinar style new content, which we will be releasing the schedule on that very soon. You also get 10% discount on Fullscript and Doctor Supplement Store orders, which I think is huge. You'll make your money back on that just through that if you're a supplement person. However, if you want lab reviews and strategy sessions and real access to me, because in here you don't have live access to me, because I'm so limited on time, I can't just give it to everybody. So if you want to become a membership participant in the inner circle, which includes everything you get on the standard program, but you get a comprehensive lab review, 1 per year covered. If you want or need more, you can just upgrade at $349 for an additional one. You have direct access to send me messages for expert guidance on health and supplements and whatnot. And I sit in here in this video exactly right now, like we're in school. I'm recording this in school, actually. I jump on and have what's called office hours, which you can pop on here and say, hey, I had a question about my last labs, or hey, my kid is sick. What should I take so I don't get sick? How much NAC should I take? Whatever it is, you just ask me questions, and I'm in here answering questions. They are recorded and will be within that night uploaded directly into Skool Community for reference. In addition to the 10% discount on Fullscript and Doctor's DSS store supplements, DSS, the reason why there's 2, because Fullscript doesn't carry Supreme and DSS carries Supreme and Biotics too. Right, so if you need ADP or if you need Malia or whatever, you can order through this one here. Both are good companies. DSS is a small company. I love those people. They're great to work with. Anyway, in addition to that, you get 10% off in-office supplements. Meaning you come to the office, you need Mirinda, and you get 10% discount or ashwagandha or what have you. I think that's pretty cool. And like I said before, if you need to upgrade to an additional lab review, you can do so within there at that rate. That is the only way to do a lab review unless you're a functional medicine only patient already in the office. So pricing for these. So I've compared a bunch of groups out there. I found it absurd that I would offer all this content for so cheap, but this is what has been recommended to start at. $29 a month, or you can prepay for $313 a year. This gets you everything that I previously mentioned. You just don't get access to me nor the ability to do lab reviews. But if you know somebody, people are always like, do you know somebody in California who does exactly what you do? And the answer is no, probably not. I could come close, but you can have access to me joining our school group. If you're a lab review person and want strategy sessions and want access to me answering direct questions, you can join our inner circle here. The pre-release from today up until March 2nd, it goes to $99 a month, which I think is still cheap. Right now, the founders rate or whatever you want to call it is 69 bucks a month or 745 a year. You can lock that in right now before March 2nd. Otherwise, it goes to this. And literally in school, I have no ability to change this once it's in there. Okay, once it's in there, it's locked in. So that's that. I think it's going to be a great year for, and you could scan this QR code right now and do it. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in on that. All right, I don't know if that worked, but anyway, I'll put the QR code in the email as well. So that's it. I hope everyone is getting some good value out of our content this year, and just reply back if you have questions, right? If you have a lab review that you want to do, go ahead and join the group now. If you have content that you would like me to cover, right? Can you cover more on methylation or whatever? Then just reply back and let us know. Anyway, thanks again for being here. We appreciate you. Stay tuned for some really cool stuff in office as well. We're adding a new technology in probably mid-month here, as soon as I'm done training. And it's going to be exciting. I'm not going to talk about it now. I'll tell you next time.